probably play it on stream. People can make fun of me when I rage, I say some stupid stuff. I don't really rage, but I don't even know what I should say. I'll say things like, whatever developer designed this needs to work in the food industry. I'll just like totally say like really rude crap about like totally irrational stuff too. I get really dumb. Bloodborne on PC, oh my god. If that happens, everybody be playing. That's a game. I'm so stupid. I shouldn't say this, but I would pay like $100 for yeah, I get like mad. I like attack the developers when I like suck at a game. I'm like, oh, that's just great. Yeah, why like just put that there and expect me to know how to do it. And I gotta not. I probably shouldn't do that anymore because like I might get in trouble. But that was how I was. Like my thing that I loved to rage about just over and over and over again when I played Elden Ring was that they mapped multiple functions to the same button. So you pressed sprint to how did they go? And now I can't remember. Was it sprint or dodge? It was like you pressed spacebar, and if you released it, it did one thing, and if you held it down, it did another thing. That's what it was. Yeah, no, it was shift. Spacebar was jump. Shift was the dodge button. But if you held it down, it would make you sprint. So every time you pressed shift, it would pause for like 400 microseconds, or milliseconds, or whatever, until it realized you weren't going to release it, and then it would make you sprint. So if it made it really unresponsive. It was basically it activated on release, not on press, and that game requires specific timing. It's the same thing on the controller, actually. Is it Klaus or Klaus? Klaus Haberdash? I think I said Klaus earlier. I think that's right. It's the same on the controller because the same button, it's hard bound into the game, and so it basically creates it's press on or it activates on release instead of on press. So it does do the same thing on the controller, unfortunately. And I was just raging about it. I'm like, you never, ever bind two functions to the same button in a game that requires precise timing. And I was just like, going on. Such an idiot. And they don't make good PC ports either. So I was kind of complaining about that a lot too. There's a lot of problems with the PC port. Yeah, exactly. Talking to him like they're sitting beside me, like I would be able to fix it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, pronouncing names is tough on Twitch. There's a lot of unique names and spellings and stuff. So I think it would have been funny. I think I watched a lot of the Elder Scrolls streams. They were funny. It's funny watching people get mad. As long as they're not like, totally freaking out. So if that ever gets DLC, I'll definitely play it. And of course, Bloodborne. I mean, I can't believe I played that game. It's like 24 FPS. It literally gave me a headache. But it was so good. The theme of it was so amazing. If that ever comes to PC, I'm all over it.
Weakness makes me sick.
Old parties, you stay away from them. You might be surprised. You can play. It's actually. This is another thing I was talking about to myself while I played that game. It's actually really not about reaction speed at all, because the other thing that game does, there's input mapping in that game. So, because the way the enemies they don't react. So like if you press heavy attack with your warrior in Elden Ring, that input goes into the game, and then the game engine recognizes it, and before the animation happens, like it's basically like the enemy knows that a heavy attack has been created, and I tested this out. Like you can fire a projectile, and as your animation for the projectile begins, like the enemy is sidestepping to avoid it. So like that's how they make it seem like the enemies are so fast and all. They literally are like cheating, where it's like the game is telling the enemies what you did like 50 milliseconds before, you know, it happens. So the whole game feels like it has this slight delay to it. So it becomes more about pattern recognition for the bosses, and then just like once you get really good at a boss, you can probably beat it with like barely looking at the screen. It's weird. It's not like what you think, where you have to like react quickly to what you see. By the time you see an animation, it's too late to dodge it. You have to know when it's going to come and be dodging before it's there. It's really weird. So you know, if you're good at like